Hello everybody, welcome back to Art Symbol Studios. Look what I got. Yay! I got the Liquitex Heavy Body Acrylic set of 12. And these are the professional acrylics. And I got a few other colors that I didn't think they're not in here in this set that I got, but I usually use this. For example, I'm losing everything. This is not the example that I wanted to show. This is actually a light portrait pink, and it has like a bunch of pigments in it. It looks like a cool skin color, so I just had to grab it because I'm collecting those kind of. Couple of the, yeah, not really a necessary color, but it looks really cool, and I really like that color. Couple of the blues that I usually have in my whatever the collections that I have, cobalt blue and ultramarine. Although they had like green shade and some other shade. I grabbed this one, blue shade, green shade. I don't know. And then I got my browns because this set does not have the browns. It does come with 2 whites, which is really nice. So we'll see. We're gonna do the review of these guys. I am going to go through the technical characteristics first, and then we're going to validate their claims and how the paints behave. So here's the set, Liquitex Heavy Body Acrylics, Professional. It has 12 pieces of the tubes that are 59 ml each, so 2 ounces. It's made in France. What does it say? It says heavy body acrylic set, providing a thick, buttery consistency. Liquitex Professional Heavy Body Acrylic is formulated to retain crisp brush strokes and knife marks, making it perfect for versatile, explorative artists. Let's see the colors first. That comes with the set. And I'll show you the ones that I've gotten extras, just why not? So I just wanted to see some of the colors that I usually use as well with this set. So we have cadmium yellow, medium hue, cadmium red, light hue, queen magenta, dioxazine purple, tallow blue, green shade, brilliant blue, emerald green, tallow green blue shade, bronze yellow, ivory black, and 2 titanium whites. And then because I got some blues that are not in this set, that are kind of standard blues that people usually use, I usually use. So I got the ultramarine and cobalt blue. I also got this portrait pink, burnt sienna, burnt umber. The set does not have browns in it. Cobalt teal, just because it's pretty. And Indian yellow, it's that missing warmer yellow. Here are all of the colors that I got. I'll tell you about what I think about this a little bit later in the video. There are some inconsistencies for transparency, how they rate the opaque, and the glossiness as well. I thought it was kind of strange. I tried mixing a few colors just to see how the paints are going to behave. And let's see. The green came out okay. I was expecting green out of this guy, and that was the Indian yellow with ultramarine. That came out kind of a olivey, unknown, almost brownish color. Red cadmium with brilliant blue did not come out at all, so that's just muddy. And the brilliant blue has, I think, 3 pigments, and the red has 3 pigments. I think it's just no-go. Cadmium red and cobalt didn't mix anything that looks like purple or burgundy or anything. It more mixed kind of grayish color, I guess, grayish brownies. In some cases we have a little bit more red, but that was kind of it. If you mix magenta though with any of the colors, even with the brilliant blue, it comes out purple. So that one was good. Then I thought that this was an interesting brown that came out with the tallow green and cadmium red. And this is more of a kind of a sepia, maybe raw umber kind of a color. And then purple and Indian yellow made a really, really nice, kind of almost like a burnt sienna, similar to that, but more on the brown side brown. Let's see them in action and see if they live up to the claims that Liquitex makes on their website. Their color range include 105 colors in 2-ounce tubes, 36 colors in 4.65-ounce tubes, 25 colors in 16-ounce pots, 25 colors in 32-ounce pots. There are also 22 ml tubes available, but only in the sets. There are 28 transparent colors, 12 semi-opaque, 55 opaque, 49 single pigment colors, which is really good. Most are excellent light fastness. Couple were rated very good and a few not rated. Also, cadmium-free colors don't have pigment information for some reason. There are 5 sets available: mixing, vibrance, muted plus white, essentials, and a pro starter that comes with brushes, gloss, medium, and varnish, palette knife, and canvas board. Here are some claims off of the Liquitex website. They say the paints are thick, which is good for the impasto techniques and holding the texture. This is very, very true. The paints are very, very thick and creamy. They're richly pigmented. This is also very true. When I was working on a painting, especially with the dark colors, when the water gets dirty, it doesn't get cloudy. It's still transparent, even though there is a lot of pigment in there. There is no cloudy liquid, which means there's no filler or very little filler in the paint and a lot of pigment. They rate their light fastness at 50 plus years. I can check that. We're just gonna believe them. Minimal wet to dry shift. That is mostly true. Some of the paints dried a little bit flatter than on the tube and lighter for some reason. Cover most surfaces. I hope so. Most acrylics do. It forms film when dry that is flexible, durable, non-yellowing, UV, and water resistant. So when I took the palette paper off, I kind of checked that. I bent the paper and just kind of crumbled it a little bit where I had dried up paint. It didn't break, it didn't flake off, it stayed as that, the film on top of the paper. And durability-wise, I guess so. I wasn't stretching it to try it out, not that you're going to, with any of the surfaces. Non-yellowing, I don't know. I can check that. I have to wait for a year or two to see if the paint gotten yellow or not. We can't check UV resistant, but we can check the water resistant, and like any other acrylic, it is water resistant. It claims that it has a satin finish to the paint. Now, that one was inconsistent from one paint to another. Some paints were more flat than others, and some were glossier. Reasonably priced. That is very true. Liquitex is very nicely priced. Here are some things that I checked with these paints. Color match to tubes printed on colors. From the tubes that I have, majority were pretty right on. Some colors looked like they're just slightly off, and one of the greens looked completely different from what it came out, but it actually came out as a color that's printed on a tube. Color shift, I didn't see much shifting. The only thing that brilliant blue comes out more flat and kind of not as vibrant as on the tube. So it seems like it's shifting more lighter than anything. And then the dark color, I couldn't check if it's too dark when it dries, because I think I packed too much pigment on the page. So I'll let you guys know later if I change my mind. Drying time was very good. A lot of the acrylics dry too fast, which is difficult to blend anything once it's on the canvas or the paper. This one takes a while to dry. The more color you put on, of course, the longer it takes to dry. And the thinner layer you put in, if you water it down a lot, and I mean by a lot, then it will dry faster, of course. But otherwise, you have enough time to blend the colors on the canvas. Blendability. So that one was interesting. It was inconsistent from one tube to another. Some colors seem like they repel others for some reason. That burnt umber that I have didn't even want to blend with water. It was coming out, and I don't know, maybe I have a bad tube, but it kind of looked like little strings of pigment mixed with the medium or something. It just looked really strange. It took a while to kind of reconstitute it to the correct consistency. Opacity was strange as well. Whatever they put on the tubes doesn't necessarily match, or at least I don't think that it is opaque color, for example. The magenta that says that it is transparent turned out pretty opaque from my test, and some of the colors that says that they are opaque turned out pretty transparent. In fact, they looked very similar to the colors around them that says that they're transparent. Finish was inconsistent as well. Some of the colors were more flat, such as a brilliant blue, and some of the colors were glossier. That cadmium red turned out pretty glossy comparing to the blue. The brown came out pretty flat. So it's kind of all over the place. You're not going to get the same finish with different paints, but you can control it if you know what finish each paint produces. So do you guys have these paints? Do you like them? I like them a lot, despite of some inconsistencies from one tube to another. They are extremely pigmented. They are all very, very creamy and thick. It takes a while to cut them with water to the right consistency for the illustration, but if you're doing something on the canvas, it almost acts like oil. In fact, I had difficulties washing out my brush. It was just like in there, in the brush. It almost acted like water-soluble oils from that perspective, because it does take a while to wash it out, and you have to like dry out your brush before you go to the next pigment. Here's the finished painting. I added some white gel pen around the girl and the trees and the crosses, kind of little highlights here and there. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, love to all, and have a great day.